No one is above the law. Anyone who attempts to illegally enter into a government facility should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This is a nation of laws, and anyone who breaks the law should be held accountable. I can't tell you how many times I heard these words from people who support the Democrat Party following the events that transpired on 9/11. But it seems like this is another case of rules for thee, but not for me. Recently, Newark Mayor Ras Baraka was arrested by ICE agents in what was an alleged attempt to raid an ICE facility in order to free violent predators who had been detained by ICE and scheduled for deportation. The events that transpired that day are alarming, to say the least. Let's take a look at them. Now, just in case you don't understand what's going on here, because it looks like a bunch of confusion, the black man with the bald head is Newark, New Jersey Mayor Ras Baraka. This is him right here. Let me make it larger so I can show you. This is him with the bald head. Okay, so you see that peanut head right there? That's Ras Baraka. So prior to what you see here, Ras Baraka entered into an ICE facility illegally. Following New Jersey Congress members who arrived unannounced at the ICE detention facility in the name of doing a wellness check on the criminals, the illegal criminal alien migrant predators who were in ICE custody. So the lady who is in the red shirt, the woman who is in the red shirt is a New Jersey congresswoman, and her name is, doggone it, let me see real quick. Her name is LaMonica McIver, and her and two other New Jersey congressmen went into the ICE facility. Well, they approached the ICE facility. They asked to speak to whoever was in charge to do their wellness check. The ICE officers that were working at the facility told them to wait, hold on. They would get the people in charge, bring them down so they could talk to the congressmen and women. Well, they didn't want to wait for the agents to go and get their higher ups. So they basically burst through the gates of the facility and took over a guard shack that was just behind the gates of the ICE facility. Sounds a lot like January 6th, if you ask me. They were repeatedly asked to leave the facility. They were repeatedly asked to leave the guard shack that they had taken over. They refused to leave until they were allowed into the facility to check on the wellness of the illegal criminal alien predators who are in custody at that facility. Following their breaking into the facility, Newark Mayor Ras Baraka, who was against the opening of the facility, shows up and enters into the facility illegally. Like basically, like he was going to go in and defend these women and the male Congress members, and like basically tell he was going to give these ICE agents a piece of his mind. He was repeatedly asked to leave, but he refused to leave. So when things start getting serious, just like most cowards do, Ras Baraka tried to retreat and run out of the facility. Well, the ICE agents, because he had already broken the law, they followed him outside. And this is what you're watching transpire. The people who were protesting in support of Ras Baraka attempted to encircle him, right? To prevent the ICE agents from apprehending him so that he could be arrested. But as you can see here, they failed miserably. Not only is he apprehended, he's taken back into the facility and arrested. Watch the guy with the peanut head. See him? They grabbed him. And McIver enters into the facility. Look at her. Look at her. She's trying to, you can see her. She's trying to push her way past the ICE agents so she can get to Mayor Ras Baraka. Later on, I'm going to let you hear what she had to say, but what she claimed happened in no way resembles what actually happened. She literally tried to barrel past ICE agents to get to Mayor Ras Baraka. She has the red jacket on, so she's using speed. Look at this. She's fighting. She's literally fighting. Look at her. She's outside the gate. She's fighting. She's trying to get into that facility. She's way over here with the other congressman, white guy. She fights her way to the front. She's here. When Ras Baraka is taken, she fights her way to the front. Look at, she's physically assaulting ICE agents. She fights her way to the front, barrels inside of the ICE facility. She's going at it with one of the ICE agents, and then they eventually push her and this other congressman, I forgot his name, out of the ICE detention facility. See, he's right there. But she stays in. They basically block the entryway and she gets stuck inside. But she's still trying to fight with the ICE agents behind the gate, right? And what I want you guys to understand is that this is all for optics. This is also they can get footage of them being accosted by ICE agents so they can then take it to their followers and say, look at these violent white men assaulting poor, helpless black people. They're Nazis. They're members of the KKK. You know, the usual claims that these people make, right? But they're breaking the law. They're attempting to illegally enter into a government facility, and they are getting violent and aggressive with the agents who are in charge of housing these illegal criminal alien predators until they are eventually deported out of the country. Now,
the rest of
they
Newark
were totally unsuccessful at preventing the ICE agents from arresting Ras Baraka. And this is a message that I really want to send to all the people who support this nonsense. These people are consummate victims. They're never going to truly stand up for you. They're looking for an opportunity to play the victim. So do you think that they will turn into heroes and all of a sudden become chivalrous and brave and come to your rescue? They want to be victims. That's their entire reason for showing up. So if you get caught up like Ras Baraka did, they're not going to come save you. They're not going to come help you, because as soon as the adults entered the room, the ICE agents, Ras Baraka was taken, and there was really nothing they could do about it. Check this out.
was opposed to using the facility as a detention center, and he's been quite vocal about it. Homeland Security says a group of protesters, including Baraka, stormed the gate and broke into the facility as a bus with detainees was entering. He ignored multiple warnings from Homeland Security and was arrested. The attorney for the District of New Jersey, Alina Habba, posted on X that no one is above the law, but people who were on the ground say the mayor was peaceful and that it was all about intimidation.
ICE brought to meet the mayor of Newark over 20 armed individuals. 20 armed individuals to confront the mayor of Newark, along with 3 members of Congress.
So they're in a ICE detention facility. Many of the people in that facility are confirmed convicted sexual predators. You show up to a jail and you're surprised that the people working there are armed. This is just nonsense. And I really don't believe that the people who are saying this crap truly even believe what they're saying. He doesn't sound very convincing. He sounds like my brother said in the comments, he sounds like this was a publicity stunt. But they didn't think that this guy was going to get arrested. But this is all done in the name of fear mongering. They want you afraid of ICE, afraid of ICE agents. Well, if you're an American citizen, why would you need to be afraid of ICE?
It was an act of intimidation. It was an act of intimidation, not just to the mayor, not just to us, but to everyone watching.
Governor Phil Murphy released a statement this.
He's 100% right about this being an act of intimidation. It is an act of intimidation on the part of the congressman. They showed up. They were trying to intimidate ICE agents. But because the ICE agents have the law on their side, they had no reason to back down from these buffoons. And they bring the usual suspect, the big black beta male, the sassy big back mammy, who's gonna give you a piece of her mind and let you know exactly what you gonna do and what you ain't gonna do. And she's gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't. And she looked like an absolute idiot. And she tried to fight with those people. And she ended up getting roughed up. And she got every single thing she deserved, because why are you there? Don't you have a district to run? And I really want to show you this woman speaking, because she's absolutely insufferable. Just like listening to her for 2 minutes, I could just tell that she's just totally delusional. And she's only doing this to get her name in the headlines. That's what this all boils down to. These people are trying to be the new AOCs, the new Bernie Sanders, the new Kamala Harris's. they're gonna create chaos and then play the victim. I want you to listen to this lady talk, and she's just kind of stumbling over her words, trying to like play this situation up to make it more dramatic than it really is. And to me, this is disgusting. I mean, if you see this wig on the top of her head, you showed up to do battle with a wig strapped to the top of your scalp, looking like a yarmulke. I mean, lady, get real. You're clearly not serious, and you're clearly just doing this at the behest of the Democrat machine. And it's so crazy to me how you have these black politicians who are willing to crash out. Hey, y'all, for real, get the likes up. Please get the likes up. This is my pre-Mother's Day stream. So all contributions are appreciated. Definitely, if you're in a position to do so, bless us with a Cash App. You know, that comes to me directly. I don't have to wait. And y'all know my lady, y'all know my lady got expensive taste, and she likes to do fancy things. So give a brother the HBO special, help a brother out. Help me do some of this heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? So I could give her the Mother's Day that she deserves. The link is in the chats. And also, please get the likes up. If we got, well, we actually have 40 people watching. We got 15 people on X. Guys, come on over and like the video if you can. But yeah, so this lady is ridiculous. I'm gonna let you. This is McIvers. Her name is Ivers. Let's let her talk, and you guys can be the judge of whether you think this lady is genuine or whether you think this lady is an absolute fraud.
Watson Coleman. First of all, I want to start by thanking my colleagues for being here with me today.
Oh, actually, she's Watson Coleman. I'm sorry, I was saying her name wrong. Wait, let me see. I don't know. I think she's Ivers. Let me go right here real quick. I'm gonna go back.
State of New Jersey are skyrocketing. That's what our mayor should be worried about. That's what the members of Congress should be worried about, making life livable and affordable for New Jerseyans.
Well, the New York Post reporting that the Newark mayor tried to shut down this ICE detention center and claims that it doesn't have a permit to operate. That's sort of his way of getting at this and trying to intervene, saying that inspectors weren't allowed in and therefore the facility is not adequate. But then you see people with huge banners.
So her name is Monica, La Monica McIver, the lady with the horrible wig. In the big forehead. So she's the one who was seen fighting with the ICE agents in the red jacket. She's gonna basically speak here and try to play the victim. But as you listen to her speak, I want you to ask yourself a very serious question. Why do you have so many African American politicians willing to sacrifice their political careers in the name of defending violent predators, illegal violent predators from being deported? Because in this facility, they're housing nothing but rapists and people who committed sexual assault. Why are women, black women, and a black man showing up to this facility in the name of making sure these predators are treated right? These people don't show up to state prisons to make sure people are treated right. You could call them and write them all day and they'll never show up. But why, when it's criminal, illegal alien migrants, all of a sudden they care? They're ready to get off their butts. I'm going to tell you the answer to that after you listen to this lady lie through her teeth.
Dictatorships in other third world countries. And I've spoken much too long. Let me turn this over to LaMonica. I guess because I'm the oldest and I'm the angriest.
I want to start by thanking my colleagues for being here with me today, both Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman and of course Congressman Rob Menendez for
and I believe God sent that train to blare loudly as she was lying about what happened. like the train drowns out a lot of what she's trying to say, and we're better off for it because she's just a straight up liar. But you have the Democrat Congresswoman, LaMonica Ivers, out here fighting with ICE agents in the name of protecting violent sexual predators who are scheduled for deportation. What the hell is wrong with us?
Being here. Look, we came here simply to perform our oversight duties. That is why we came here. There is a law that says that we are able to do that as members of Congress, and that is what we got here to do. As soon as we got here, we were met with opposition. People were telling us that they're getting a supervisor, that they're going to get someone to come talk with us. We waited and waited. Finally, we went past the gate, and then we had to wait longer. We actually waited over 2 hours to get into this facility just to do a simple oversight visit. They say nothing is wrong with the prison, with this detention center, that we can get in here, that everything, they're following orders. But once again, they delayed us from getting in here to see this facility. We waited in the waiting area for a very long time, talked to many staff members, talked to the warden of this location, and literally still waiting for ICE officials to get here. What all of you watch occur is just how reckless ICE is. It is unacceptable that me, as a member of Congress, as a Black woman here in this city, was just assaulted by multiple ICE officers while regional directors of ICE watched it happen. Since we toured the whole facility with them, no one offered an apology or said anything to me about.
So you had to wait, but you did get into the facility to tour the facility. You showed up unannounced. You were allowed in after a brief wait. You toured the facility. Even after you fought with the ICE agents, they still took you in to do the inspection. Man, this reminds me of like back in the day when my mom would get in fights with her boyfriend, and then she would start the shit. Then she would call the cops and lie and say, oh, he did this, he did that. Dude, this, I'm telling you, the same strategy Black women used for years against Black men when it came to like lying about being assaulted and all this stuff, the Democrat Party has basically employed them to use this same strategy against not even Republicans, because we don't know what political affiliation those ICE agents have. You're literally breaking the law, fighting with ICE agents, and then attempting to play the victim. Why would anyone vote for these people? These people have no integrity. These are the type of people who will promise you a bunch of crap and then never do it and blame you for them, make you the reason why they didn't deliver on what they promised. Who's voting for these people? I'm pretty sure wherever she's the congresswoman of, it's probably a Black area. Why is your Black congresswoman at a detention facility full of South American sexual predators fighting with American ICE agents in the name of making sure they're getting treated properly? Guys, they're working for everybody but you keep supporting them. When you need something, they tell you we can't do it. There's no way we could do that. They are willing to go and lay hands and feet on people to protect South American rapists. But they won't even pick up the phone in the name of doing something to help the Black community. They wouldn't even pick up a phone in the name of fighting for reparations. But they'll go get in physical altercations with government agents on behalf of violent criminals. If you can't see that these people are being paid by South American drug cartel money through Mexican super PACs, Hispanic super PACs, you must be blind. You're blinder than Ray Charles. You are blinder than Ray Charles. There ain't nothing that could ever happen on earth that would make a Black American woman feel like she needs to go fight over a violent South American illegal immigrant criminal. The only thing that can inspire this type of behavior or incentivize this type of behavior is money. It's money. This lady probably couldn't even tell you the name of 3 South American countries. She probably couldn't say a single sentence in Spanish. But all of a sudden, she's the champion and savior of violent, illegal criminal aliens. Guys, these people are ready to fight for anybody but you. Yet you throw your vote behind them every 4 years, every 2 years during midterm elections.
What occurred out here? Not only was I assaulted, but Congressman Bonnie Watson was assaulted. And of course, Congressman Rob Menendez was roughed up as he was trying to protect us. It makes no sense, and it is highly unacceptable how this administration is trying to restrict Congress from doing their bare duties and the responsibilities that the people have elected us to do. What we just witnessed was just disgusting. I am very upset. I am very angry, and I am very hurt that they could be able to do something like that to us. These are people who are supposed to be officers, who are supposed to protect us, and they have done none of that. If they can,
I'm telling you right now, there isn't a single person in America who voted for these people so that they can go to ICE facilities and make sure that violent predators are safe. There's no one, even Hispanics. No one voted for that. You guys paid people to show up, paid protesters. You guys went in there trying to pull rank, and you were violently assaulted, but you felt safe enough to, after that, enter into the facility with these ICE agents to go on a wellness tour. No, you guys went there to try to make a scene. You guys wanted to get in there when that bus of illegal criminal aliens was arriving so you could fight with the ICE agents and make it look like you were trying to break those people out of jail, because you understand that in a state where there's an increasing number of Hispanics, you know your black butt is going to be voted out unless you do something crazy on behalf of those criminal illegal alien migrants. But my question is this: why is it that I've never seen these people do this on behalf of black people? Why is it that I didn't see these people do this during the summer of love over George Floyd, or over the murder of Tamir Rice, or Michael Brown, or Eric Garner? Why is it that I never see these people do this in the name of reparations for their people? That's because they're not working for you. And why aren't they working for you? It's not because they're boule and they're elite and they're bourgeoisie. It's because you ain't putting up no money, fool. That's why they're not working for you. That's why they're not crashing out over you, because you don't have enough. You don't put up enough money for them to truly work for you. This lady doing this probably secured her $1 million or more towards her reelection from Hispanic-run super PACs like LULAC and Turla LA and all this stuff. The cartels have began putting their money into American politics. And so now what you're going to see is you're going to see the trees voting for the axe, right? Because the axe is paying them off. Not because the axe has something in common with them, but because the axe has a pocket full of money, and they know they need money to not only run campaigns for re-election, but also to cushion their fall in the event that they lose their campaigns for re-election. So it's all money in for these people. They don't give a damn about color. The only color they see is green. Now, if you want to control these people, you better start getting your money up. Or you better start voting them out and voting for the people who are going against these people. But money makes the world go around, baby. And this lady will get up and strap that wig on top of her head and put them and squeeze into them damn clothes and go fight ICE officers from sun up until sundown if the money is right.
treat 3 members of Congress like that. Just imagine how they can treat people on the street each and every day, both undocumented and people who are citizens here in this country. It makes absolutely no sense to arrest the mayor of the largest city of this state who did nothing wrong. He went inside of the gate and told them that he was waiting for us to come out because we were conducting an oversight visit. They asked him to leave. He left out of the gate. Instead of the ICE officials that were here who were supposed to be here to lead us on a tour, they then came out to have a huddle to talk about how the mayor was inside and that he should be arrested still because he was inside. They then came back out after the mayor was out here with you all, some of you out here. They then left us still. We're waiting for a visit to come back out here and arrest the mayor who had already left off of their property from.
No. These are the same people who were saying that the January 6 rioters should be arrested, even though they had long since left the Capitol. Many of them have returned home, who have been home for weeks and months. These are the same Democrats who hunted them down, arrested them, and sentenced them to multiple decades in prison. So that's what you do. You break the law. Even if you get away, that means we're not the law enforcement isn't supposed to come and look for you. Do you understand? Do you see? Am I the only one who can see the hypocrisy here? Like, let's be real. Am I the only one who can see the hypocrisy here? These people literally do something to law-abiding American citizens, and then they do this. They'll say, "Oh, they broke the law" when they came into the congressional chambers or whatever, the Capitol building. But when they did the same thing, illegally entering a government facility, now they want to be exempt from the law. But then when it's Trump being put on trial, no one's above the law. But what she's literally trying to tell you is they feel like politicians like Ras Baraka and themselves should be above the law. We shouldn't be held to the same standards as regular people, but you held Trump to those same standards. You had Trump sit the former president of the United States of America. Y'all had this man up in a jail in dusty ass Atlanta, Georgia, taking a mugshot. And they wanted to humiliate Trump. But thank God for the Secret Service, because the Secret Service would not allow them to place President Trump in handcuffs or to place President Trump in a jail cell, because they wanted to do that. They wanted to put him in a jail cell and allow the media in to take pictures of him. They wanted to handcuff the president in front of the world, former president at that time. These people play a dirty game. And then when their game turns, when the tables are turned on them, they want to start complaining and playing the victim. Why would anyone want to vote for somebody who thinks like this woman? This woman don't care about what's right and what's wrong. She only cares about what gives her an opportunity that she can exploit for personal gain. That's the person you want making decisions for you and your family? Someone who get on TV and blatantly lie about events that were captured on tape, on camera? Not
behind
me.
the gate. What we see here is despicable, and we should all be angry. This is unacceptable, and we should not allow this to be happening. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Rob Menendez.
So she turns it over to Rob Menendez. He's lying. Rob Menendez sounds like a Hispanic. He actually has I can see a reason why he would be doing what he has to do, because he's dependent on the Hispanic vote. But ain't it funny how black folks will jump up and mobilize on behalf of other groups, but then when we need something, these other groups ain't mobilizing on our behalf? They say that's y'all damn problem. We ain't getting into that. We're not burning our bridges in the government to help you. But our idiotic politicians will continuously try to sell this this black and brown coalition, this solidarity nonsense. But it's only solidarity when it's us helping them, right? It's only solidarity when it's us helping them. But then when it's their turn to help us, guess what? They're like, no, I can't do that. I can't jeopardize my political connections in the name of helping you guys, in the name of helping y'all secure whatever it is that y'all want. But our politicians, they're willing to make a fool out of us because they directly benefit. They directly benefit from this stuff. They're getting money. What are we getting? Nothing. We're getting exploited. We're getting taken advantage of. We're getting displaced, pushed out of our own communities. Our kids are losing schools, so the schools could be turned into shelters for illegal criminal alien migrants. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that I'm going to sit up and be quiet while they sell us out. And then you got people like Roland Martin. He just can't wait to jump on this. Bro, you guys might as well stop talking about Ras Baraka. He broke the law. He got his ass arrested straight up. He deserved everything he got. He's not a hero. He's not a martyr. He's not a hero. He's not a martyr. He's just a corrupt politician lining his pockets with South American drug cartel money. And he has to every now and then act like a damn buffoon and do a minstrel display so that he can look like he's standing in solidarity with them. That's it. That's it. That's what this is about. Let me go get arrested so CNN and MSNBC will have a picture to put on the front of their news article so that black people can say, oh, this is just like Jim Crow. This is just like segregation. What? Our people in segregation wasn't fighting for people who were illegally here to be here. Our people during segregation was fighting for equal treatment. And the fact that he got arrested, just like all those white people got arrested after January 6th, guess what? That shows that we are in a great place. That shows that we are being treated equally. We are deserving of equal arrests. You do something.
I want to start here just broadly. What happened there at the facility that justified arresting the mayor of the city of Newark?
Thanks, Victor, for having me. I'm glad I can be here to actually give viewers the facts. What happened is that these members of Congress, including the mayor as well, and a mob of protesters, as there was a bus full of detainees going through the gate, they stormed the gate and actually entered the first security checkpoint. This put law enforcement at risk, and this actually put the detainees as well at risk. If any official, including these members of Congress, want to enter the facility and take a tour, DHS is more than accommodating. But just because you're a member of Congress does not mean you can break the law, trespass, put law enforcement at risk, and storm the detention facility. I have yet to hear anyone on this network actually talk about who is in this detention facility. There are members of MS-13, known terrorists, murderers, child rapists. There are some of the worst in this detention facility. And I'm still very confused why these Democrats are so hell-bent on getting these heinous actors out of this facility when we have the proper permitting. And actually, in that press conference, those members of Congress actually noted the great conditions of this facility that are.
Now listen to the people. Listen to the people that she's telling you are in that facility. People who committed crimes against children, SA, violent rapists, MS-13 members. What are you guys doing? You want me to tell you what they're doing? They are trying to send a message to the people who vote for them. This is what we want you to do. We want you guys to show up by the hundreds and thousands, go to these facilities, break into these facilities and let these people out. Because you know that one prison with guards cannot stand up against a mob of 1,000 people. This is what they're doing. They're trying to recreate the same atmosphere that they created in 2020 surrounding the death of George Floyd. They are attempting to incite their followers to chaos because they know that is the only way they can scare people enough to get them to vote for the Democrat Party, just like they did in 2020. That's what this is about. Ras Baraka, just like Vince said, trying to use old civil rights imagery. I'm going to let people see me get arrested. Send his ass to prison for 20 years like they tried to do the people on January 6th. That's the precedent, right? They deserve to spend the rest of their life in jail. They're insurrectionists. Well, what are you? You're literally raiding a government facility in an attempt to free illegal criminal alien rapists. Make that make sense to me. I'm trying to understand this. I'm really trying to understand this. And Trisha McLaughlin is on point. What they're doing makes no sense to normal people, but it makes all the sense in the world to the person getting their pockets filled.
Enforcement officers so bravely operate.
So, as you said in here today and in your statement, that they stormed the gate and broke into the detention center, according to the statement. Was anybody else arrested other than the mayor of Newark?
There were multiple people arrested. And Victor, I think that we should let viewers know there will likely be more arrests coming. We actually have body camera footage of some of these members of Congress assaulting our ICE enforcement officers, including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video of members of Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah, see, you say you got footage. Bro, we saw what happened. We saw what happened. We saw big ass McIvers, LaMonica McIvers, trying to burst her way through that gate to get to Ras Baraka. We saw what happened. Now they want to say, oh, because they're going to put their media machine to work. Y'all going to have to make this one go away. Y'all going to have to make this one go away. Shout out to you. What up? All gas, no brakes. What up, brother? Yo.
Hey.
Yeah, I just wanted to give my personal input on this. I actually used to work at that facility where they are housing those prisoners, and when they say stuff like it's a new facility, they had to check for permits and all, that facility has been open for years. Delaney Hall is a detention center, and they used to focus on drug treatment, and it was funded by the state. So Ras Baraka and all these people have had opportunities to visit that place, visit that place for years, and the hypocrisy is they are trying to break into that facility, so-called to visit it. And if you look at the video in the background, you see a big green building. That's literally the Essex County Detention Center, where Americans are being held under the most deplorable conditions, and they will not go there to visit.
That is it. This big building behind it?
No, it's green.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see a big green building in the background, that's the Essex County Jail, where black people have been complaining.
Oh, is that the green building? I think I just saw it.
Yes, we call it the Green Monster. That's the Essex County Jail.
Okay, let me see, because I'm gonna blow this up because I want to get the visual. Is that it right there to the right?
That's it right there. And
yeah, it's green.
They have never been there they have had inmates die in that facility. I mean, you name it, bed bugs, rats, roaches, all types of stuff in that facility. And they have been trying to get them to do something about that for years. That's a kind of, me being from Jersey, when I tell you that's so annoying, it pisses me off.
It's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face.
He made a really big mistake because he thought he was going to pander to the Democrat Party and get favor in his gubernatorial election. He just lost a lot. He just lost a lot of black votes from Newark. I promise you that. He lost a lot of black votes.
And you guys need to make it clear. You know, there's the idiotic black people who will still support him. But dude, this guy has never done anything close to this on behalf of the black people of Newark.
No.
And there's a lot of like Muslims, like the Nation of Islam is huge in Newark, New Jersey. Huge.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. He has a very close relationship with Minister Farrakhan. He's hosted Farrakhan at the hotel downtown Newark several times.
Right.
So he's very close to the Muslim community. I mean, the Nation of Islam. So him getting into office is like them getting in office. So you have to understand how much is invested in him winning governor. That lady who was speaking, she's going to get a job in the governor's office. Those members of the Nation of Islam in Newark, they're going to get into the governor's office. Everybody's invested in this man winning.
But okay, so let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. If you know that because it's clear that they're on the take from the cartels. This is a ploy to get Mexican money for their campaigns, right?
Right.
Now, if they get in using this drug cartel money, who you think gonna be calling the shots really in the state of New Jersey?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's not going to call. He's not calling the shots in Newark.
He's a clown.
He's not calling the shots in Newark. He's got ties to all types of organized organizations, underground organizations in Newark. He does nothing about the violence. He comes and does little speeches and stuff like that. Crime is out of control in Newark.
Right. It's always like that. They're paid to just apologize and show up and shake some hands and calm everybody down, but they're not truly agents of change. See what they're doing right here? This is what it looks like to be an agent of change. You're literally crashing out because you're so passionate about what you believe in. This guy is doing a fake crash out in an effort to protect and defend illegal South American criminals.
Yeah. And they can't, and it's indefensible. They can't even deny the fact that they're not saying these are like they're detaining grandma from Guatemala. No, these are criminals, gang members, rapists, drug dealers, all types of stuff that are in there. And he's fighting for these people.
Real thugs. These are real gangsters.
Yeah.
And people who have assaulted children.
Yeah.
See, this is the type of stuff that makes me say I'll never support the Democrat Party, because you can't come back from the type of stuff that they're doing. The type of stuff they're supporting, you cannot come back from it. Like, dude, once you start supporting predators, I'll just always look at you as a supporter of predators. Even if you come and try to like change your image and you try to like, oh, we're different now and all that. No. You protect sexual predators. Any black person who votes for this dude for governor is a demon. Straight up. Bro tried to break sexual predators out of jail.
Yeah. And for him to have his close ties to, like I said, the Nation of Islam, he's gone along with all the gender stuff. He went along with all of it.
Oh, of course.
He went along with all of. So that Nation of Islam stuff means nothing. It means nothing. They just want to get elected.
He probably up in motels smoking crack with trannies, bro. You know how these dudes get down. You remember Kwame Kilpatrick and the other little weirdo from Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad to say, but these mayors, these black mayors, and these gubernatorial candidates, man, they're just an embarrassment. They just love a crack pipe and a transgender.
Right. Yeah. All right, man. I'm going to get down. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you coming. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hey, good evening, Brandon. How are you?
I'm good.
What you sipping on?
Oh, this is coffee, black coffee.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what you said. But back to this situation. I think it's the political stunt of the year.
Hey, when you come to
Jamal Bowman did the fire alarm.
Wait a minute. When you come to, I want to extend this. When you come to California, we got a full bar for you. So if you drink, I got a bunch of bottles of alcohol, untouched. We got Jameson, Tito's, Casadores, Hennessy, all this in the corner from what people bring over here when they come over to watch games and stuff, and some of it don't even get open. So that's an open invitation. Y'all want to come get drunk and drink up all this liquor? Come on through.
All right, when you have your Pan-African event, we'll make it down there.
Okay, for sure.
Oh, yeah. But this is a good time. Yeah, the political stunt of the year, or for the spring, or for the spring of 2025. He's trying to get reelected. He got to show the Democratic Party that he's in their pockets. He's a good guy.
Good little Sambo.
I mean, this is extra because I know people, like the citizens of New Jersey, are not too happy about this. Your mayor that you elected for you is
crashing out. Bruh. It's disgusting. These are the same people when we like, man, get up in there and get busy. Turn over a chair, throw a chair.
Where's his friend Jamal Bowman? We're missing Jamal Bowman.
Probably somewhere eating mayonnaise straight out the jar.
I mean, they're in the same tri-state area. I mean, I was flabbergasted when I saw this. I'm like, why are you, an elected official, doing all this?
Dude,
like, for example, I live in Maryland. Our elected official went to El Salvador to look for someone. I'm like, really?
Listen, bro. This whole thing is like, come on, man. These people, my thing is this. I don't mind the crash outs, right? I don't mind the crash outs. But where is the crash out for Black people? Where's the crash out for reparations? Where's the crash out for the people getting violently assaulted and murdered by the cops? I want to see some shit like this when someone's wrongfully arrested. Where's the crash out for Mumia Jamal, who's basically a political prisoner? That's what we need to ask Trump to do. We need to ask Trump to let Mumia Jamal out of jail. We probably would fuck around and get it.
Oh, well, somebody made a comment in your statement that maybe the cartels may be funding the Democratic Party. I'm starting to think that way too.
Man,
because why is the Democratic so bent on illegal immigrants in the way they are?
Michelle, you don't remember when I told y'all this shit during the election? Y'all don't remember when I did a whole show showing y'all how cartel money is coming across the border? The number one politician funded by cartels is Kamala Harris. Do you know how I know for a fact Kamala Harris is funded by the cartels? There's a woman, she's from California. Hold on. Kamala defeats.
Were you the one who did the special on the guy, one of the judges, I think it was in Arizona, they were crashing out for an illegal immigrant?
They were trying to sneak the guy out of the side door. I don't think that was in Arizona. Maybe it was. Look, there's a lady in California, right? Her name is Loretta Sanchez. She is a Mexican lady who used to be a state, she used to have a seat on the state Senate in California, right? You know you're supported by the cartels when you are an Indian and you get more Mexican votes and money than a Mexican who's running in California against you.
That definitely sounds suspect.
Come on now. You getting more Mexican votes and more Mexican super PAC money than a Mexican incumbent in California? You in bed with the cartels. They putting out the word, hey, fool, hey, Holmes, hey, tell those fools to vote for Kamala. Yeah, she's down with the Jefe. She's going to let us bring all this shit across the border. There's no other explanation. A random Indian chick who is relatively unknown beats a Mexican incumbent senator and gets more of the Mexican vote and more donations from Mexican super PACs. Come on now. But gets to the vice presidency and all of a sudden it's open borders. Anybody can come in. Come on, y'all. Now she wants to be California governor. What you think she gonna do? She gonna open up the California border. Y'all just come on in through this way.
The borders in California are already open.
Now they be getting them now. But when she come in, come on in. Trust me. Gavin Newsom let him in, but he don't let him in nowhere as much as Kamala gonna let him in.
Do you think she's gonna run against Gavin Newsom, or he's gonna fall back?
I don't think he can run again.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, we can definitely find out. We got the internet right here, might as well. But dude, this is an obvious play. And let me tell you, these people saw how many billions I think Kamala raised the most money in history when it came to a presidential campaign. You know, a huge part of that money came from cartels.
I mean, I know we're speculating, but just for journalistic integrity, allegedly, because do you have any proof?
Man, yes, I have all the proof I need. She beat a Mexican incumbent in California and got more of the Mexican vote and more of the Mexican donations. What you mean Mexicans stick together? Have you ever been around Mexicans?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Mexicans
they're family. They don't
listen,
play.
Listen, Mexicans mess with their own. For you to break that bond, understand, even Loretta Sanchez warned about Kamala Harris. She warned people like, this lady's like, she's in bed with some bad people, for lack of better words. Like, she was alluding to it.
But my question to you, I'm sure the way MAG is out here, why hasn't anybody done a thorough investigation and come out with this information?
What are you talking about? The thing is, they're doing it legally because there's all these Hispanic super PACs. I keep telling goofy ass black people we need to start getting our super PACs together, right? We raised a measly ass, black women for Kamala, $2 million. $2 million. Do you know the day after Black Women for Kamala raised a measly ass $2 million? Do you know the Mexican super PAC, Turla LA? Was it Turla LA? It was the other one. What's the other one? Turla LA, and I forgot the other one, but it's the other one. They committed $40 million to Kamala Harris's campaign.
Wow.
LULAC. It's called LULAC. No, I'm not joking. They basically showed us you monkeys are stupid. You think you can out fundraise us? White guys for Kamala out raised black ladies for Kamala and black men for Kamala. I think combined they raised about $2 or $3 million.
Wow, that's amazing.
Listen, man, LULAC came with 40 million for Kamala. That's how you know this is cartel money. Hold on, money to Harris. So now these other Negro politicians, they have seen, right, how much money Kamala was able to raise by basically supporting South American interests, cartel interests. So they're saying, okay, yeah, we can do it too. Give us the money. We'll help you bring these people into the country so y'all can strengthen your numbers so people can vote to weaken those. They can vote for politicians that will weaken the borders. This is why Trump is getting these people out of here. They're literally trying to destroy America from the inside out. They're going to do it the legal way. They're going to use our own laws against us because we've allowed so much money in politics. They need to get all this money out of politics because people are able to just, man, every country under the sun has access to American politics because all you need is money. I'm trying to look for how much money they guaranteed her. It was like 40 million.
Well, do you believe in caps for election fundraising?
Of course. I think everyone should only be able to spend the same amount, and it should be capped off like at 20 million bucks. The rest you're gonna have to beat feet and get on the street. Damn, Latino rights group. I'm trying to get this freaking, man, I'm telling you, they freaking donated. But everyone is just trying to get in on the money grab coming from the cartels. And if we really did some deep diving and digging, it'll be exposed. I'm pretty sure Trump has his people investigating it. Like, I'm sure he has. That's why Donald Trump needed like Elon Musk and all these people, because, dude, you're not competing with cartel money. They're basically printing money.
So do you think Doge is going to go after these fundraising PACs and so forth to explore who the sources are? Or are they just going to spoke? I thought he was stepping down anyway.
Nah, he's stepping down from Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but look at this. I want to read. I'm not gonna read this whole article, but I'm gonna touch on this article. Secretive Democrat super PAC pumps 30 million into Spanish language TV ads. Right. Future Forward, the flagship pro Kamala Harris super PAC that keeps a low profile, divulge some details about its efforts to reach Latinos. Who do you think is giving money to Future Forward? LULAC, Turla LA. It's the cartels. That's literally money laundering. They're laundering their money through the super PACs. But people don't want to, like, it's like in this country, it's like we're stupid. We don't want to like acknowledge things that are obviously happening right in front of our faces, because it's almost like we're afraid that if we acknowledge it, it might be true. Go ahead, J.A.
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
What up, bro? What's up with your mayor in Newark, New Jersey?
Bro,
see, this is why I gotta move to Camden, bro.
I was sitting in the back. I was like, damn, man, I think Brandon's scared of me, bro. You don't be bringing me up and stuff, man.
No, I got you. No worries.
Yeah.
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
I don't know much about that story, honestly. If I'm going to talk about it, I have to ask you questions about it.
So I'll just give you a reset. So basically, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Ras Baraka, was arrested yesterday at a ICE detention facility when he tried to break into the facility as they were bringing new detainees in. Congresswoman LaMonica McIvers went with another congressman to the facility unannounced, claiming they were doing a wellness check on the illegal criminal alien rapists who are being held at that facility. They end up getting into it with the ICE agents. The LaMonica Ivers, she's like a big back chick with a horrible weave. She like literally is like physically assaulting the ICE agents. And then they still let them to the facility. They go out to the front of the facility and they claim she claims that she was violently assaulted. So what happens is they're trying to get Ras Baraka. I'm going to play this video again for you guys who are just tuning in. So the ICE agents, Ras Baraka leaves out of the facility. The ICE agents decide to arrest his ass. These people try to fight the ICE agents to keep them from arresting Ras Baraka. They try to surround him. Look at this coward trying to hide behind this woman. Did you see this fool? He tried to put this lady in front of him. Y'all got to see this. See the lady with the black jacket? Ras Baraka is this peanut head fool. He tries to squeeze behind this woman. That's the Democrat Party for you in a nutshell. Look. Look at him try to, oh, that's a man. Try to squeeze behind this dude. They snatched his ass up. Look, she fighting. Look, she just threw a punch. She threw a punch. Did you see that? She threw a punch at one of the ICE dudes. Look right here. Watch this. Boom. You see that? Look. Pushed him in his back. Whoa. I didn't see that the first time. Look at this. Punched him and then pushed him in his back. Boom.
Let me see that again, Brandon.
Man, just hit him. You saw it?
Wow.
And then pushed it. Yep.
Who, the white lady punched him?
You said what?
The white lady punched him?
No, the black politicians punched him. But
look at the big back in the wait. Hold on. Look at the big back in the red jacket.
Her right there.
Red. Okay, all right.
Okay, watch her. She the one who says she was assaulted, but she was out there assaulting the agent.
Where's the ICE agent?
Right there?
You got it right there. Look at her, a raging bull.
Look right there. You see that?
Yeah, see, she pushed him.
She hit bro in the back. Man, she punched him. Her fist was closed. She tried to swing on bro. Look, watch. She swung on bro. She didn't just push him. And then she pushed him.
And Brandon, after all that, they were still letting the facility to look around. After all that,
aren't they arresting her too?
No, they're not. Look at her big back ass. She's forcing her way into the gate like a linebacker, bro. Look at her.
She just trespassed. She went through the gate. She got past.
They pushed her. They pushed her back. And then she forced her way in. Look, they're gonna push her back right here. Now she pushes through.
Right.
And she's gonna push her way through.
And she got the nerve to demand an apology, talking about I didn't get an apology after. Look, she's through the gate. She's through the gate right now. Look at her.
Is Baraka through that gate too?
Yeah, he got arrested. He's already on the other side. Yeah, she's in the gate too.
That same gate, okay.
Look, they got him in handcuffs already. This fool with the brown jacket in the back.
Where is he at? Where? Oh, he's back there. Okay.
He got a hat on now. See him?
And what's the lady doing back there now? She's looking the other way. What is she doing?
No, she trespassing. She through the gate. She pushed her way through the gate.
But no one is trying to get her back on the other side. If she's not.
No, because what they're doing is they're now blocking the gate so no one else could get in. So she was basically like stuck inside at that point, right? So once she got through,
so you mean the police are blocking it? Okay.
Yeah, the police are blocking it. Yeah.
Well, she pushed her way through, and then they had to block out all the other people on the other side, basically.
Bro, she's a straight fucking criminal. She needs to go to prison.
Hey, Brandon, let's do this. Let's make a deal.
What's the deal?
All right. Okay. I will give you this.
Wait, who is this with the J.A.? This is you with the Jamaican accent?
Same dude, man.
Wait, was this from? Wait, is this ain't Hayes Vision? This is Jay. Okay, I know who you are. All right, go ahead.
All right, check this. Let's make a deal, right? Because I mean, it looks like a ruckus to me. Okay, we're gonna make a deal though. I'll give you this, right? If you admit that what happened on Jan 6 was also similar to this, I'm gonna give you this.
Yeah, it was.
January 6th is similar.
It was
Can we make that
100%. It was literally the same thing.
All right, great. All right, we're good then. We're good then. We're good.
So what I'm telling you is this.
So,
now she should be sent to prison for 25 or 50 years.
All right, good.
The way
good.
they did the January 6 people.
Let's make another deal. Let's make another deal.
Okay.
Okay, so she can go to jail, right, for assaulting an officer.
Yeah.
For 25 years. Okay, cool. Good. All right, she commits a crime, send her to prison. Great. Now, Trump, should we admit then that Trump shouldn't have pardoned the people that got sent up for the time that they got for Jan 6?
Oh boy.
Can we make that deal?
No, because here's
Why
the
we can't
difference.
make that deal, man?
No,
You
let me
said it's the same thing.
let me tell you the difference though with the assault, right?
Okay.
The police in that instance, we played on this channel. Stop making sexual noises.
Okay.
On January 6th, the police attacked the crowd first. We have that on video. They literally started hitting people in the crowd with batons. The crowd reacted, overrun the police, and then enter the Capitol. Now that was still wrong, but that crowd was agitated. These idiots showed up unannounced, trying to break into the facility. No one agitated them. They said, just wait right here. We're going to go get the other officials so they could come bring y'all in to do the inspection. And another thing is, these are state representatives. These are elected officials. They're supposed to know better. That's a far cry from some trailer trash white dude who showed up in an RV with a shotgun or whatever, just going to wave a American flag and trying to confront politicians. Is similar, but how they got to the point of fighting was totally different. No one assaulted this lady.
Right.
Okay, so the brother, the other brother on the chat a second ago said that they just trespassed, right? So I can make a deal with that brother too. On January
I don't want to talk about January 6th. I don't want to make a deal. I just want to say what I got to say.
No, let him say on January. Let him bring up the January 6th stuff.
So we'll make a deal that he said this was trespassing. Okay, I'm gonna give him that.
Okay, they were trespassing on January 6th too.
As long as he can admit that they trespassed on January 6th when they ran into the Capitol.
They were trespassing as well. They were.
Can he admit that? All right, great. So we're done with this argument. That we don't have to talk about this. Why I called in though, man? I wanted to say I was proud of you, man. I was proud of you. I was watching over at Dinus, and you're pulling up sources and stuff, man. And I was like, oh, great. You know, that's good. You're pulling up some sources. And then you come over to this channel and I'm watching a second ago, you just start making stuff up with no source.
I didn't make shit up. This is on video.
With the Mexicans giving Kamala money. What's your source for that?
Bruh, listen. You're not my proof of that is if you live in America, especially California, there's no reality in which an Indian politician is going to get more votes than a Mexican from Mexicans and get more super PAC money from Mexican super PACs than a Mexican incumbent. That doesn't happen.
You think it's really beyond the pale that the cartel could launder money to actual American citizens to give to politicians? Like, I mean, you think that's beyond the pale? Anyway, Kamala Harris is dead. Her whole political career is dead. I don't see the Democratic Party winning anything on a national level in the foreseeable future. When you look at it and you say, okay, what's your position when you get back? We want to put the borders back to where it was pre-Trump. Caravans of people, CPB1 app, everybody getting in. Nobody's going back to that. And the Democrats are literally fighting to bring us back to when Kamala and Joe Biden, the borders are Kamala was in office. It's not going to happen. As far as these black politicians, they are an embarrassment. Why aren't they fighting for them Haitians that are getting deported? You notice that when Trump terminated the TPS for Haitians, Venezuelans, Guatemalans, and all these other kind of stuff, the Venezuelans got a reprieve through the courts. Why aren't they fighting for the Haitians? If you look, if any country deserves a TPS, it's probably the Haitians because their country is a total mess. But this is the people who they're fighting for. These Latinos that are back here and criminals, like the lady said, and all these other kind of worst of the worst. This is who they're fighting for. This is who our black Democratic politicians are fighting for. It's ridiculous, and I hope they get arrested. I hope she comes out with the body cam footage and arrest and charge some of these people.
They all need to be arrested. They all need to be arrested. They need to be done just like January 6th and pray that a Democrat gets elected to get them out of jail, because that's the only reason the January 6th people got out, because Trump got in. That's
I'm gonna say one thing about January 6th. That one lady, she deserved that cap to be popped in her. The one that was busting them windows open and tried to jump through that window. She needed that cap. She needed that cap. I ain't gonna lie about that. The way she did that, she needed that cap. But go ahead.
By the way, I'm gonna say this. You know that Trump praises that woman for what she did, right? And the black officer that killed her, he talks about that guy like crap. Oh, by the way, is the lady still on here? I wanted to say to her that
you got Trump derangement syndrome.
I don't think the thing with that lady who got shot in the face,
that's what he says. I mean, you don't want me to report on what he says? Come on.
No, I didn't say anything.
By the way, the Trump administration settled with them on that.
Wait a minute, bro. Calm down. I don't believe anybody should have been killed that day, because I know those police officers agitated that crowd at the order of Nancy Pelosi.
I do. I think some of them should have been. I think more of them should have had a cap busting the way they was carrying on in the Capitol. But you know what? That's my opinion. I think that they came there and they should not have done. They went way too far, in my opinion. Now, and I'm somebody who supports Trump, but they went way too far, busting windows, tearing down stuff in the Capitol. That lady busting that window open, trying to jump through crazily. She needed that cap in her.
Well, what we know,
don't ask me no questions. I don't want to have. Don't ask me no questions.
What we know is those police officers could have got control over that situation, but I know Nancy Pelosi directed them to allow those people to come in, because if you look at it, they opened the doors and allowed the people to walk right in. We're making it like they bust through, like she did bust through the window, but at some point they were ordered to open the door because the Democrats are on a propaganda campaign. They need the optics. They need the imagery. They need the photos and the video so they could show it to their voters, scare them so they'll, out of pure fear, run back to the voting booth. But what I will show you, to show you that Democrats don't know how to run shit, is today I was in Lancaster, California. I saw 4 Negroes in a Mercedes. The driver had on a shiesty. They smoking weed all up out the window, pulling up in a gas station, sitting up in the gas station, backing in and out of a parking spot. And I was like, if the police came and shot every last one of these niggas, I wouldn't fault them. Fuck you driving a Mercedes around with a shiesty. Y'all niggas tatted up from the head to the toe, weed all out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a whole nother story with bad behavior in the
retail
theft, and
black people do some dumb ass shit, bro, and then wonder why shit happened to them.
Well, yeah, look at the retail theft. I mean, you see these black people in the Walgreens and stuff. They just smiling as the cameras on them, and they just taking everything out, putting them in garbage bags. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's so much happening, man.
Bro, in Lancaster, it was 106 degrees today in Lancaster. Why are you driving around in a shiesty?
Yeah, well,
come on, man.
I don't know.
I feel we be just asking for some bullshit to happen. Hey, y'all don't forget tomorrow's Mother's Day. Y'all supposed to be sending me cash app so I could, you know what I'm saying? Y'all footing the bill this year on Mother's Day.
Hey, LaMonica's a mother. Why don't you LaMonica somebody mama?
LaMonica's a big back. Hey, recognize. I put the link back in the chat for you, bro. Get back in here.
But this is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. I don't know why black politicians are going up so hard for these people. And then then it's this trend going on where they're saying, now they're going to come out the black. When they finish with them, they're going to come out to us and deport black people. Man, these people are deranged. Like,
let me ask you a question, Brandon.
They're pathetic. Go ahead.
In that detention center, are they Haitians in that detention center, you think? Or
don't know.
Just Hispanics?
I don't know, but I know there's a bunch of rapists, murderers.
It's the Northeast.
Listen.
There are a lot of Caribbean people in the Northeast.
What I know is the detention center is housing rapists, child rapists, murderers, and members of MS-13. I don't give a fuck if they Haitian or not. If you're doing that, you need to be out of here.
So Brandon, so if I come to you right now and I say Brandon is a rapist, a murderer, a thief, can I just, if I had the power, could I just take you and arrest you and lock you up for that?
Yes.
What would be
Yes.
the process? Yeah, but what would be the process after that? What would you have to do?
Man, the
I would
hell with
have
due
to
just be
process.
I would
happy?
listen. No, no, no,
Would
no.
you just be happy with me sending you to prison and you're just fine and you don't
If
see a
I
court, no
raped
judge,
and murdered
nothing?
children, what do they
No
do where
court,
you
no
live?
judge. No,
What
no
do
one
they
has to
do where
prove
you
it.
live?
Okay. So by the way,
Bro, these people have been convicted. These
Brandon
people
is a
have
citizen. He's a
listen,
citizen in this country.
man,
What
wait a
you
minute.
we
No,
talking
I'm
about people?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an
These
example.
people have been convicted. That's what you're not understanding.
Oh,
They're
I didn't know they were
awaiting.
convicted.
They're
Do you have
awaiting
an article that
deport.
says they were convicted?
Listen, man. These people
Here
have
we
been.
go.
These people have been convicted. They are
Mhm.
awaiting deportation.
Okay.
That's it. They're already convicted. So
Well, if-
all this stuff about, wait a minute. Let me tell you this as well.
I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, if they're convicted, they went to court. Okay, good.
And let
Gotta
me
get
give
them
you
out of here. That's how it's always been, by the way. They've always got criminals out of here.
man, Biden
Ever since
wasn't
America
doing
started,
that.
right?
Man, Brandon,
right,
I don't care. Trump isn't going far
Do you have an
enough.
article that says Biden didn't send criminals back?
bro.
You have something that
Listen,
says that?
listen,
You
bro.
just made that up. I don't
Listen,
know.
man. I
Yeah.
did a show about Culver City, California,
Right.
where they said they are not arresting sexual predator immigrants. If they're an immigrant and they do sexual crimes or commit crimes, they weren't even charging them. I did a whole show on that.
Right.
When the police, there was a YouTuber, he catches sexual predators. He caught a sexual predator in Culver City. He called the cops so they could get arrested. The police were like, we've been ordered not to charge these people if they're illegal immigrants.
And Brandon, let me give you another example.
Where do you think that shit is coming from? Sanctuary cities.
Right.
Go
The
ahead.
one Democratic judge in, I think, Wisconsin, she said up there, she convicted that man of the guy of beating his wife, beating the hell out of his wife, and then ICE came to pick him up. And here she goes, sneaking him out the back door.
Exactly.
What kind of bull crap is it? You know what I mean? These Democrats are out of their mind. They'll do anything to release these criminals back on the streets. They don't care. I think Trump isn't going far enough. I don't think. How you going to do due process for 30 million illegal people here? You don't have enough judges. To me, it's plain and simple. If you were illegal here, you don't have the proper documentation. We got to suspend some of this due process stuff. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just it's getting to be too much.
Listen. Let me give my brother Ja a quick fact. Okay, in America, right? Say you get a traffic ticket, right? You can get a court date to go argue the validity of that traffic ticket at a future time. If you miss your court date, they give you one more time to reschedule a court date. If you miss that court date again, that ticket goes, you basically are automatically found guilty. That ticket then goes to collections. They suspend your license and you can't get your license back until you pay that ticket. That is the way it is in California. Then they do like penalty assessments. You got a $300 ticket. That thing is morphing into $1,300, $1,400, right? You got to pay all that because you missed your court date. You rescheduled a court date, then you missed it again. That's the penalty. These people are not showing up for court. So once they don't show up for court, they've basically forfeited their due process, and now they just deal with the consequences. It's that way for American people. It's that way for American people. If we don't show up for court, we get a chance to reschedule. If we don't show up again, guess what? You are automatically found guilty. Am I lying? Sticks and Stones lives in Long Beach. RF, you're in California, I think. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, I mean you're right. You definitely right about California when it comes to that. But let me ask you a question. Trump, the administration has this registration now. If you're here and you're not in legal status, undocumented, however you're undocumented, you have to register now. So, and if you don't register, you can get fined like up to $100 a day or something. Now, do you think these people are actually going to go and register? These people who aren't here in legal status are actually going to go and register with the government?
No, hell no. No. Do you think these people are going to show up to court knowing that there's a chance they could be deported on the spot?
No,
See,
they're not going to show up to court. They're going to go to these sanctuary cities. I can't wait till he cracks down on these sanctuary cities, especially Chicago. But you know,
man, listen, I just don't I do understand it. They're getting paid. Okay, John, let me ask you a question. What do
Yeah, go
you
ahead, man.
think will make a black politician who was voted in by black people sacrifice his political career in the name of protecting violent South American criminals? What motivation do you think? What could motivate that type of stupidity?
Well, the first thing, I can't accept your premise from the get-go because I have not read anything on this particular matter. I'm just listening to you talk, but you're not reading anything. You didn't pull up no news organizations. You
he
didn't
did
pull
before
up.
you got here. He read a whole article before you got here.
Okay,
Probably
well,
before you
who's the
got
article from? Who's the
Who do you
article
want the
from? You
article
gotta
to be from?
here.
Who do you want the
Here we
article?
go. I mean,
No, ask me.
just read.
No,
Just
tell me
find
who do you want the article to be
Just
from?
find me sources. You can read it from Fox if you want.
No.
You and then find me a source that's kind of in the middle, and then find me a left source, and then I'll
well,
make a judgment off
why don't you go and read it and then come back? Because
Well,
it's been on the news for 2-3
that's
days.
my point. That's my point, brother. I would have to get into it. I have not. You know what I mean? And I don't want to like comment on it because I know that a lot of times people are going off of emotion. They're going off of an idea, not
Okay.
necessarily.
Did you see the video? Did you not see the video?
Let me give you
No,
an
no,
example.
no.
Did you
No
see the
question.
video?
No, wait, hold on,
Yeah, I
RF,
watched
hold
the
on.
video.
No
I watched
question.
the video.
No
I'm
questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen,
Go
no.
ahead.
Here we go. CBS News. New York, New Jersey
CBS,
Mayor
all right.
Ras Baraka arrested. What you say about CBS?
No, that's good. Go ahead.
That's a liberal
I
rag.
think that's kind of a centrist source. I would say that's middle, probably. Yeah.
Whatever. Newark, New Jersey Mayor Ras Baraka arrested, charged with trespassing. Okay.
Good.
They make sure they make this damn screen jump. Okay. So here we go. The mayor of Newark, New Jersey was arrested at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention center while visiting the facility with members of New Jersey's congressional delegation. Mayor Ras Baraka was taken into custody Friday at Delaney Hall in Newark, which quietly started housing migrants detained by ICE this month. The mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, committed trespass and ignored multiple warnings from Homeland Security's investigations to remove himself from the ICE detention center in Newark, New Jersey this afternoon. U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba, wrote on social media. She wrote on social media, he has willingly chosen to disregard the law. That will not stand in this state. He has to be taken into custody. No one is above the law. Baraka had his initial court appearance Friday evening and was charged with 1 count of trespassing. He was later released from custody. Okay, so what have we lied about?
And more arrests to come.
He was told.
So in the article it says that he's arrested for trespassing. Was that in quotes or no?
What?
That's what the attorney said. She came. He just played the thing when the attorney.
Was it Chrissy Nome that said he was?
No, the state. I believe it was state attorney general, the lady that came up before. She said that they got body cam footage of more people.
What's the quote from Alina Habba? What's the quote from Alina?
Alina Habba said he has willingly chosen to disregard the law. That will not stand in this state. He has been taken into custody. No one is above the law.
And just before that, something else was there. Like someone was saying he was arrested for trespassing.
Yes, he was. The mayor of New York, Ras Baraka, committed trespass and ignored multiple warnings from Homeland Security investigation to remove himself from the ICE detention center in Newark, New Jersey this afternoon.
Pull up the Huffington Post. That's the only thing he gonna
Okay,
believe.
so that's in quotes. So that's a quote from Alina Habba, right?
Okay, so what are
Attorney
you
for New
saying?
Jersey, Alina
So
Habba.
are you saying he
Oh,
didn't do
U.S.
that?
Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba.
Okay, so are you saying he didn't do that?
Yes, the state
Who's
attorney.
who's Alina Habba? Alina Habba, if I'm not wrong, I thought doesn't she work for Trump or something?
Well, she's a
I'm
U.S.
confused.
attorney for New Jersey, so yeah.
No, but I thought she was appointed. Was she working with Trump's campaign or appointed
Whether
by
she
Trump?
was or not, what does that have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with the
So-
price of
so-
tea in China? Like,
wait.
Oh, okay.
Well, she wasn't there when it happened.
So
she wasn't
listen,
there when
this
it
is
happened.
why your premise
No, but
is
I'm
silly.
saying,
Listen,
if the
RF,
quote's coming from her,
RF, wait.
ahead.
Listen, guys, listen, be quiet, man, because you're literally you're trying to play this mind game. But here's the thing. So Trump saw the future. He knew that if he appointed Alina Habba as U.S. Attorney of New Jersey, that Ras Baraka would go and try to break into a detention facility. That's where your premise is fucked up.
That's not what I'm saying. Do me a favor. Click on the link that says Alina Habba and see what comes up. I just want to see.
He acting like she orchestrated this whole thing. Like she told him to go down there.
Let me see what comes up.
Like
I just want to remember who she is.
Nothing came up. I clicked it. Nothing doesn't click.
But what does that have to do with anything?
No, I'm just saying. I might be making an assumption that she is like politically appointed by
Well, she is a political appointee.
Yeah,
but
she didn't orchestrate them going down there.
But her being a political appointee did not force.
She can be considered somewhat biased in a way. Then,
but she's not the one who told them to arrest him. They arrested him
has a quote
because he broke the law.
He trespassed. She has a
he
quote
did
that said
trespass.
The officer charged him with trespassing because he took him into custody, and that was the charge. Trespassing. She wasn't there when it happened. The officer took him into custody and said she trespassed. So what does that have to do with her? What the cop charged him with trespassing? She's just going to pick up the charges and pursue it.
It's like when you it's like when you get arrested by the police. The city prosecutor isn't there when you get arrested. They're going off of what the officer or agent interprets, right? Like, I'm arresting this person. Then they bring them into custody, and then the prosecutor looks over the report and says, we can charge him, and this is the charge. We can prosecute him, or we gotta let him go. So she's saying, based on what she's read in their report, there is it was a valid or justified arrest, and bro will be held accountable.
Right.
All right, well, I tell you what.
In addition, the body cam footage of assault on ICE officers by some people in that crowd, like LaMonica. So there's more to come.
Yeah, she was punching people.
The good thing is, we live in America, and there's rule of law, and hopefully it maintains. So he'll have his day in court, and a judge
he's
innocent
until proven guilty.
His peers will decide if he's innocent or guilty. And Alina Habba, if she has to go in and prove it, she'll go in and prove it, and we'll see what comes back.
When they got like body cam footage, so it doesn't even matter. Like he's for sure guilty. They got it all on camera.
Right, I get your point, but I mean, he still has due process.
He does. Man, you guys didn't even know the word due process until Democrats fed it to you.
Now everybody, no.
All right, due process.
Hey,
Come on, man.
Question, by the way, I got a question for you, man. What are the three co-equal branches of government?
Oh boy.
Executive, legislative, and judicial.
All right, good job, Brandon.
Right. And after all that, they were still let into the jail to look around, and they said it looks great. And they said it looks great. They walked.
Go ahead.
No, so after all that, they walked through the facility and said it looks great. Nothing's happening here. After all that.
Okay, and so by the way, the branches are co-equal, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right.
Well, with different responsibilities.
Court, man. You know what I mean? That's all.
Why are you asking me about the branches?
I've asked a lot of people. Most people don't know it, so it's good on you that you know it. And most people don't realize that they're co-equal. The only thing is, though, the executive controls the force. So if the executive ever decides not to listen to the courts or the legislature, because he controls the military and the means of force, like governors and things like that, they control the police and things like that.
The
enforcement mechanism can be
no. The executive only outright controls the Marines, but any declaration of war,
Well, the military.
he controls the Marines.
He controls the military. He's the commander in chief of the entire
Listen,
military.
man, the only group he can deploy without approval from Congress is the Marines. Everything else needs approval from Congress. Learn your country. Learn your government.
Because if I'm not wrong, Gulf War, the second one under W. Bush,
Congress voted. Congress voted
has
for
not
that.
declared.
Bernie Sanders, all the congressmen voted for that. That's why they always say. Donald Trump. Listen, man, forget the mic. Donald Trump literally criticizes Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and a bunch of other congressmen because he says you guys voted for the Iraq War, the second Desert Storm. You guys voted to go into Afghanistan. Remember when Barack Obama gave that speech when he was a senator saying that it was a dumb war? It didn't make any sense. You remember that? That's because Congress voted for it. They all supported it.
Right, but I'm just saying, I don't think that Congress, if I'm not wrong, has declared war officially since World War II. So whatever they voted on, look it up, man. I could be wrong.
I mean, there's conflicts and there's wars.
But
like
I think
the
they
president can order the military to attack the Houthis.
Let me ask you a question, and you're gonna have 5 seconds to answer this question. Who was the 44th president of the United States? 5, 4.
Isn't it Barack Obama?
Okay.
But I'm saying that I think that Congress has not officially. So whatever they voted on with the Iraq War, it wasn't an official declaration because people have been saying that over time we've been giving the president more and more power without going through the legislature.
No, they authorized the money to have the conflict. The president can put the people on the ground and say, okay, but Congress can cut off the funding to support the war or conflict or however you want to call it. But as far as like little things like attacking the Houthis and how Obama sent the whoever Army or Marines or I think it was Navy SEALs into Pakistan to get Osama bin Laden, he can do that. Like there's a lot of things he can do without actually declaring war.
Right. And it's my understanding too that the president, I could be wrong, that the president controls the military. Point blank. The whole
He's the commander in chief. He's the commander in chief.
Yeah.
But he cannot make a declaration of war without approval from Congress.
Right. I get your point. But like the brother just said, he's been allowed certain powers over time. So the executive has increased its power in terms of
it's not just Trump. It's not just Trump. It's Barack Obama. He didn't ask for permission.
I said over time, not just Trump. Like that's what people have been arguing. They've been saying that when we went to Afghanistan and Iraq, a lot of people make the argument that it should have been a declaration of war. We should have went to the legislature and not just fund it.
Well, they did approve. Let me tell you how they approved
it. There's wait a minute. No, listen. There's no declaration of war because the government of Afghanistan at that time was in agreement with the United States to come fight a terrorist group known as the Taliban. So it really was a security agreement.
Not really, Brandon. Not really, Brandon. Originally, it was a Taliban. We kicked the Taliban out. But what I'm saying,
but we set up another. We kicked the Taliban out, but we set up a puppet government that basically said, "You guys can come over here and help us fight the Taliban."
Right. Well, I'm gonna just tell you.
We went in first and did that.
AD, hold on for a second. Let me tell you something. How Congress approves wars and conflicts is by approving the money to sustain them. If they didn't approve of it, they just would cut off the funding to sustain it. In Iraq, Afghanistan, or whatever, you can go in and do whatever you want, but you can't sustain it without Congress appropriating the funds in order to maintain it. That's kind of how it works now. Instead of like, basically they going and declare like World War II, where they actually declare war on the Japanese and that type of thing.
So I asked AI, wait a minute. I asked AI, while the president as commander-in-chief can order the military to use force, including in situations where a country is invaded, the power to declare war rests solely with Congress. The president's authority to use military force without a declaration of war is limited and debated, with some arguing it's restricted to situations of national emergency or when Congress has authorized the use of force. So it's a debate. It's a contested issue. Either way, what you're talking about is neither here nor there, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. It's not. We're talking about deporting people.
We getting your people up out of here, dude.
Yeah,
Just
get them up out of
because
here.
I was talking about the co-equal branches of government, and I was saying that the executive controls the means of enforcement of the law, essentially.
Look, I'm waiting for birthright citizenship to go away. I'm waiting for all this stuff. Trump can't move fast enough. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the Supreme Court to drop all this nonsense with this due process. I'm waiting for them to take away this birthright citizenship. I mean, that's what I'm waiting on.
But
That's
bro,
what I'm waiting on.
what
I
you
don't care
don't
about no
realize,
declaration of
though,
war. I don't care about none of that.
What you don't realize, right?
But I don't realize
Is that what I think you don't realize is that due process is for you. It's for you.
We getting due process.
No.
So you're saying you're fine with losing your due process. That's what you're
I'm
saying.
a citizen. I'm a citizen. These people are here
Citizens also
under
but what you no. So what you don't understand is you keep talking about due process, but at the same time as you're talking about due process, you're attempting to rob the American people of our right to have our elected officials do what we want them to do. We live in a representative democracy, meaning the people elected represent the will of the people. The people selected Trump based on what he said he would do on our behalf. Once we do that, all that bullshit you talk about go out the window. He needs to get the job done. You could say that other shit for Jamaica or whatever island you hopped up off of, and that's why it's fucked up probably.
And how do you explain the border now? How do you explain the
Yeah,
border
but
in 2
remember-
months? Wait a minute, AD. How do you explain the border in 2 months? The border crossing the border is down like 95%. But when Joe Biden was there, you had thousands of people crossing the border every day saying these magic words, "I fear for my life and my country." And then they know they can get here and they got to wait 5-10 years before they even go before a judge. And then they don't even show up. Then they say, "I'm here, I pay my taxes, I'm married, and now I shouldn't be able to go nowhere." How does that happen how can Trump shut that border down in essence in 2 months when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris couldn't do it in 4 years? Tell me that.
I think, if I'm not wrong, towards the end of Biden's term,
here we go.
The crossings at the border went down significantly. But I mean,
no, wait. So the crossings at the border went down, but the whole term Biden was saying he needed an act of Congress to stop people from crossing the border. But then when Texas attempted to blockade their border, Biden administration sued the state of Texas,
right,
to remove the blockades from the Rio Grande that were preventing illegals from crossing into the country. Joe Biden was just a liar, and you're a liar too. That's why you voted for him.
The thing is, I'm
moving on from this situation. Hey, did you guys hear about what happened with Kenyon Martin and Swaggy P on Gil's Arena?
No,
did you guys
what
hear
happened?
About that? No, bro, they got into it, fools. These dudes got into like they were like, I guess they were almost gonna fight. Like Kenyon Martin was glazing Greg Popovich, and Swaggy P was on his phone, and Kenyon Martin got mad. Like, why the fuck you on your phone? I'm over here glazing the white man. You being disrespectful.
Was this on the show or what?
This was on the show. I'm about to play right now.
Okay.
I'm trying not to tell Nick shut the fuck up while I'm talking. While I'm talking,
we were talking about Greg Popovich, his legacy.
Like, just fucking rude. Nobody give a fuck about your phone. Niggas over here talking about something important.
You over here talking.
Yeah, you're about the wrong fucking thing, nigga.
And you want to talk like you on the porch.
Yeah, we talking about this man's legacy.
Like all you want.
We're talking about this man's legacy over here. You fucking being disrespectful, nigga.
This is Gil's Arena presented by
Y'all
Underdog.
look
The
same age, so right? I can't say you want to make a joke. Ain't shit funny right now, nigga.
Keep talking about Pop.
Ain't shit funny.
Pop.
Nigga.
Shit.
Everything ain't nobody want to see that dumbass shit you showing, nigga.
Don't be scared to look this way.
I'm
over here.
Yeah, the dumbass nigga over here trying to conduct the motherfucking show, and you over here just constantly.
Talk.
We're trying to, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
Damn, I don't have to shut up. I'm
Why
showing
niggas
you
talking?
something.
You do.
I didn't say nothing. He said something.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't have to shut
You
up.
the one niggas can hear.
Now
Can't
I'm not
nobody
gonna
hear
shut
him.
up. Now I'm
Can't
never
nobody
gonna
hear him.
shut up. I'm never gonna shut up now.
Sorry, Pop.
Oh.
You give Pop a smoke list.
Pop,
thank you for the basketball gods. Can we get a little smoke for Pop?
Hey.
Pop with the basketball.
Mad for no reason.
Nigga, we're trying to have a real conversation. Nigga,
All right,
shut
you
up.
can have it, nigga. I don't have to shut up.
Shut
and
up.
I didn't say nothing. Don't
Fucking
tell me to shut
child.
up, nigga.
You're a fucking child. Shut
All
up
right.
sometimes.
Swag, we're
Nigga, shut up.
we are showing love to Greg
Nigga, no
Popovich.
fucking
Shut up.
shut
You shut up.
All right, man. At the end of the show,
We are showing love. We are trying to show love. Show love to Greg
I'm
Popovich.
talking to you, directly to you.
Stop talking to me like that. All right.
Talking to you, nigga.
All right. And I'm
You ain't gonna talk to me. I'm talking to you, nigga.
And I'm gonna keep talking, nigga.
In the show.
Enough, gentlemen. Enough. Enough. Well, this has been
Hit the button.
another episode of Gills Arena presented by Underdog. We will see y'all next week.
Crazy as fuck.
Shut up sometimes. All right, you guys saw that. A lot of usage of the N word. What
a lot
do
of
you guys
N-words.
think? Okay. So Kenyon Martin was doing like a little monologue about the
Like Popovich, Greg Popovich.
the impact that Greg Popovich had on his NBA career, saying he wished he could have played for Popovich, all this stuff. He had experience playing with him during the Olympics, and if he could have controlled things, he would have played for Popovich, all this mess. Well, while he's in the middle of telling his story, basically Swaggy Pete Nick Young, he starts trying to show Gilbert Arenas something on his phone. Kenyon Martin gets mad, and the events that you just watched transpired. Who was at fault? Nick Young for being disrespectful by showing Gilbert Arenas his phone during Kenyon Martin's monologue, or Kenyon Martin for blowing up and going off, flying at the handle, off the handle, using foul language towards Nick Young, just being a reactionary black person. You go first, AD. Who was wrong, man? Give us your Caribbean wisdom. Unmute your microphone.
Does he even know the people who? Okay, I'll just go. I'll go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Honestly, I think Nick Young was probably wrong because it just seemed like the wrong. Because I just recently saw Popovich when he was giving a speech somewhere, and they were helping him off the podium because he's got I think he had a stroke, he can't walk, and Tim Duncan and I think was it Manu and Tim Duncan was like walking him, escorting him off the stage, and he was old, he's just very sick right now. Great coach, iconic coach. I think Nick Young was like kind of very immature, probably showing him some ass or something, and doing just showing him some bull crap, some IG model on the phone while this guy's trying to really talk about Popovich and his career and things like that. So I think Nick Young was probably more in the wrong in that situation.
Okay. Hey, Ja, are you back? Do you want to give input on this? If he's not back, we'll just drop his ass. All right, yeah, he's not back. All right, yeah. So I have to agree with you, RF. Pretty much, I think Nick Young has a history of being an immature dude. You remember the situation between him and Iggy Azalea, where he basically was like telling people like he was messing around with different women and all that. And I think it was D'Angelo Russell who like exposed him. He was all mad at D'Angelo. Nick Young just has never, to me, been a serious person. That's why his career, it kind of ended prematurely. If you ask me, he wasn't somebody.
The Warriors saved him.
Yeah, he was all talent, right? Did he ever get a title with the Warriors?
Yeah, he did. The Warriors got him a title, and then after that, got rid of him. I think he went to the Lakers briefly, and then they got rid of him, and then his career was over.
Right. So he got a title. Basically became a spot-up shooter. He didn't even look like a dude who really worked out or cared about developing his game past being a shooter and loosely playing a little bit of defense, more like a talented guy, not really a hard worker.
Right.
So, the guy just has always been known for his immaturity. So I understand where Kenyon Martin was coming from. He could have went about it in a different way, but Kenyon said what needed to be said. What I'm going to do is call out Gilbert Arenas and other people in the room who are supposed to be mature people who really should have joined in with Kenyon and been like, yo, man, or like, I'll look at it after the show or whatever. Or they could have just deaded it like, hey, Kmart, it ain't a big deal. Swaggy, let's just show respect to Greg Popovich, because something has to be sacred. We talking about somebody who is a
icon,
crucial,
like this
coach.
Yeah.
An icon. Give him his 1 minute monologue, just to show respect.
Right.
You over here like, F that. Look at what's on this phone. Like,
you probably showing some IG model.
Yeah, I side with Kenyon, who gonna get you in more trouble because you probably broke. That's why you on All the Smoke. I mean, on Gil's Arena.
But Gilbert Arenas is kind of immature too, because he just was in a fight over LeBron because he clapped back at somebody. LeBron had put something on IG saying, I won't be going to the Met Gala because of my injury. He announced it on social media, and then somebody came back and said something, and then here come Gilbert Arenas. Man, how come you can't your career compared to LeBron? You can't even talk about LeBron and that kind of nonsense. And he a little immature too. And actually, his son just got into I think his son, which is supposed to be a really big NBA prospect, just got into a horrible car accident. Gilbert Arenas.
Well, one thing you'll learn about a lot of sports players, a lot of them have been very coddled throughout their life. And there's a reason everyone's not as successful as Michael Jordan and dudes like Kobe. Some of these guys just don't have any work ethic. They don't take life seriously. Gilbert Arenas is somebody who was out of the league prematurely. Stupid idiot getting in
Of his
trouble
own making.
Yeah, bringing guns into the locker room and just stupid shit, right?
Right.
So I can see that he's an ignorant person who will sit up and let these dudes get into a fight on camera for the sake of entertainment. I think Kenyon Martin was right. He does come off as a bully to a certain extent, but damn, no man should have to tell you to put your phone away when you're in the middle of doing a podcast.
I think Kenyon Martin would have beat the hell out of Swaggy. Swaggy P ain't get up out that seat. Yeah, I think that he didn't want that smoke, because I think he would have got pulverized, to be honest.
Well, he would have got pulverized, but he had to save face, and they're both competitors and athletes, so he was going to stand on his square. But the thing is, bro, you were just being disrespectful. You got called out on it. Let it, what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. Whatever. Just blow it off. But that, I'm telling you, that adversarial tone that exists among like black men, it doesn't matter how much money you get, it's just always there. Like, and what I think is, it like, just have a vote. Hey, who thinks bro was being disrespectful? I do. Who thinks he wasn't? I do, and leave it at that. Because even the producer, bro knew Swaggy was wrong. Like,
the host should have stepped in at that point and said, "Let's calm." They blowing smoke in the air. You know what I mean? They got smoke puffing up, in the back while they was really about to get into it, but they didn't de-escalate it. They didn't try to de-escalate it at all and let the dude do what he had, continue his story. They just let it go on and on and on. I thought that was kind of like, messed up.
The body cam footage of what? All gas, no brakes. What's up, Ja? What you think? Who's wrong in that situation? Kenyon Martin or Swaggy P? Nick Young?
Hold on. I think you mean the body cam footage from outside of the detention center is what he's saying. I didn't see it, but go ahead.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Unmute, Ja. You still can't unmute? Ja busy. Okay.
I'm here, man.
Hey, who you think is right? Kenyon Martin or Nick Young?
I mean, I don't want to make a judgment on who's right or who's wrong. It's like,
you can't just, man, come on. Can you can't.
You're not married. You're not married or anything, are you?
Bro, like, all I'm
asking you a real question. You're not married, huh?
What do you mean I'm not married, man?
You're not married, are you?
I don't want to get into that, man. I've been.
I'm asking. You got divorced?
Let's say I've been married. I'm
You
married.
got divorced. Your wife left you because your ass is spineless.
He seemed
I get
very
it.
indecisive. Very.
No,
It's
I
like,
know. If
it's
he was
always
married,
pull up the article, click on this.
no.
When
Listen,
you know
listen.
it's.
All right, no. If he was married before, he's divorced, and the reason his wife left him is because he doesn't know how to make a decision. And women want men who are leaders and have direction. That she told you that, huh, when she left you.
I don't know him personally, so I don't. You know.
Ja, tell the truth. That's what y'all used to argue about that.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't want to get into the part of right and wrong because there's a place for everything.
Who do you think was right? Was he right to? Was it appropriate for him to pull out his phone during?
Whoever went off first was wrong, and the reason I'm gonna say that is
what?
There's a time and place for everything. You have a podcast going. If the guy is annoying you because he's on his phone, keep things flowing as best you can. And then when it's done, you approach the guy and say, hey, look, you know, it's distracting you on your phone. Let's try it. Can we, you know what I mean? Whatever the deal is, you know, but it depends on what relationship you have, because if both of you are equal partners in the business, then that guy might have more say than you just telling him what to do. You see what I'm saying? So it can be a more complex thing than just saying, like for me, if I was to make a pick, I would say whoever went off first is wrong. And if
is it appropriate?
He sound like Kamala in the interview.
Is it appropriate to pull out your phone and attempt to show someone something when another person is talking to them? That's basically what this is.
I would not say it's appropriate, right? Just generally speaking, but I don't know if he's showing him something in relation to the podcast. I don't know.
So say you talking to me, and as you talking to me and we talking about something heartfelt, like, man, you know, I know you like lost a family member, and while you in the middle of talking to me, mid-sentence, somebody come, hey, look at this on the phone. Are you gonna, do you think that's cool, or do you think you're gonna be like, hey, excuse me, brother, we talking?
Like I said, you know, like I said, man, like
man, oh my God, they were talking about sports, and you know,
I'm just saying, like
Nick Young,
you gotta know how to diffuse a situation.
Yeah, but why can't you just say who was wrong? You know, Nick Young was like, hey, man, look at this IG model right here, man. Look at this girl from OF. You know, he was doing some old grab ass bull crap on that phone while this guy talking about when they talking about Greg Popovich, one of the most iconic coaches of the generation in basketball, and this guy's talking about sports, and he's talking about something totally different, because you can tell it was something different because Gilbert Arenas over there chuckling and laughing. It wasn't about Popovich. Obviously.
Honestly, man, too, by the way, while you guys are watching that video, man, I was reading up on finding an article about immigration, number of immigrants coming into the country and all that. And so when I came back, it rose up. But
your ass is getting thrown up out of here. You could do all the damn belly aching and research you want to. If you ain't got a green card or citizenship, Trump getting you out of here. Listen, Hakeem Johnson
saying that on this particular issue, I think that I can say that if the guy's showing something wrong and it that doesn't have to do with the podcast, then he's wrong. But at the same time, even though he's wrong, when you're running a business, you got to know how to diffuse things so that it doesn't blow up and make your business look bad. That's all I'm saying.
I think the show is pre-recorded, so they could have just edited it out.
Look a certain way. I want to present a way, so I want to make sure I protect my brand. So someone might be doing something wrong, but it's how you say it to them to diffuse it, so it doesn't blow up in front of a customer.
So AD, are you naturalized? Are you naturalized here? Or are you like a citizen or resident or green card holder? Which one are you?
Don't ask me any personal questions, man.
I'm just saying, if I just want to warn people,
what city you live in?
If you, I ain't gonna ask you what city you live in. I'm just asking if you like.
All you need to know is I have the rights of a citizen. I can vote.
Okay, so if you can vote, then you're a citizen. All right.
Look,
yeah. So you answer the question without answering the question. All right.
Let me read this super chat. They trying to run a business. He was a part of the show, so the side TikTok sharing session was unprofessional. I agree, and I bet you if he was on ESPN, he wouldn't have did no crap like that.
Oh,
Nick Young is wrong. Nick Young is wrong. 100%. Kenyon Martin
probably could have handled it better. But Nick was wrong as two left shoes.
So
Let me
you
get
and me are
this.
saying the same thing. There you go.
Let me get this other super chat from my brother Sticks and Stones. I'm starting to think the cartels are funding the Dems. That's why they're going so hard for this issue. 100%. Shout out to my brother All Gas No Brakes for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, my brother.
Well, you haven't heard about Abrego Garcia lately. Go ahead.
Shout out to my boy Hakeem Johnson for the $5 holler. Insurrection. Yeah, you haven't heard of, they're trying to move.
They trying to
away
move
from
past
the
that.
Abrego.
Right.
Yeah. That they keep doing these like big like theatrical displays, right? So that they can try to find something that sticks. They try to find something that stays in the mind of the American people and makes them scared.
Did
That's
you
all these
read
people do.
Hakeem Jeffries said Democrats stop going down there to El Salvador? He told them stop going down there because all of them were going down there to try to get this Abrego Garcia guy released. But then all this stuff came out. You said the footage of him in the car driving in a modified car, human trafficking people down to Texas to go work. Like now they're saying that Hakeem Jeffries, the Speaker of the House, told the Democrats stop taking y'all asses down there to El Salvador, and a lot of them ain't been down there since.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know Hakeem Jeffries. I think he's the minority leader, so he's like the leader of the Democrat Party right now, and he
Right.
just understands that these people are inauthentic. They come across as being fake as hell, and no one's buying it anymore. And the few American people who are buying are just ignorant as hell. They want something to be afraid of.
Right.
The like old people, watch the news all day, this type of thing. And he knows that the party, he's gonna lose his damn job. That's the problem. That's why he's really trying to like stay like get control over the situation. So, Hakeem Jeffries, that guy, man, he better do something. They call bro the discount Obama.
The Democrats would
Which way
never
you
win
feel?
on immigration. It's that deal is dead with them. The job that Trump's been doing on immigration, the Democrats they cannot win on that. That issue is a dead issue for them.
Man, it's really sad. It's really sad, man. I can't really wrap my mind around it. I'm just like, why are the Democrats like, it used to be like you elect a president and then everybody kind of like gets together to try to like help that president make the country successful. But now it's like these people, all they care about is like the retention of power and having this certain title. And if we don't got this, we're willing to do anything to rip power away from you. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. What? What's up?
You mean like when Mitch McConnell said his number one goal is to make Barack Obama a one-term president? You mean that kind of bipartisanship?
Yeah, but Donald Trump has never been friends with Mitch McConnell. He's always hated Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell was actually an enemy of Donald Trump.
But Mitch McConnell didn't vote for convicting him.
Yeah, because he didn't deserve to get, you mean impeaching him? Because Donald Trump didn't deserve to get impeached. He didn't do anything wrong.
But what's his AD? Can you imagine if Kamala Harris was president right now, where the country would be at if she was president? Can you imagine
like that?
Where we would be right now if she was president? I mean, this country would be a disaster internationally. Everywhere, the border would be a mess. They were waiting for the green light for her to they thought she was going to get elected. And let me remind you, 55% of Hispanic males, Latino Hispanic males, voted for Donald Trump. Why is the black people out there going over there fighting for something that the own Latino people didn't even vote for? They voted for deportations. Donald Trump laid it out in his entire campaign. And now here come the black politicians out there fighting for Latinos to not be deported when they voted for it.
Boy, he stole everything I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Sorry.
man. I swear to God, for the longest, I thought I used to think RF and Allen were the same person because y'all voices sounded the same.
Yeah, man, you stole everything I was about to say. I was literally about to say that. You know,
No, go
I've
ahead.
seen
Say how you gonna say it.
I basically saw that almost about 60% of Latinos in certain areas voted for Trump.
Texas.
Especially if you go down to into like Florida, down there with the Venezuelans and the Cubans, they all voted for Trump in very high numbers. They're complaining about it now, but what they can't say is that Donald Trump lied to them, because if you read his web page, if you listen to anything in the campaign, he ran on, I'm going to have the largest deportation in the history of the country. He's falling short of that, quite frankly. You know, he's not even deporting people at the Obama level, but he promised that up front. And this idea that they thought that there was gonna have a deportation that large and it wasn't going to catch up people who were not criminals is absurd. So when they get deported, I don't even feel bad about it at this point. They need to go back and talk to their own people about why they voted the way they voted.
Hey, we still doing the Mother's Day drive. Y'all gonna help me pay for this Mother's Day dinner tomorrow. Y'all need to hook your boy up. I can't be affording these expensive steakhouses and stuff without the support of my people. This is our relationship that we have to keep strong, right? The nuclear black family. So click that Cash App link, send a contribution, and
I'm gonna give you 2 free tickets to the Hidden Figures Museum for
That's
Mother's
right.
Day.
Hey, I'm gonna go up there.
They got your picture on the wall there. You wouldn't even get through the front
Oh
door, man.
my God. I know they got some type of shrine. They got a hate shrine.
If the Hidden Figures Bar and Grill is open, you know what I mean? You're free to go.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, this is a true story. A dude really approached me at 7-Eleven, like, hey, you the motherfucker who he talking shit on Tariq, huh? Yeah, I be watching your ass. Man, you a be. I was in Koreatown. That fool was going off on me, bro. I said, oh, he is trying to
talk about the Hidden Figures Museum, man.
Yeah, they're really psychotic about that. Like, big ass dude too, tall as hell. I said,
like,
bro,
not me, man, not me.
Bro was built like John Sally. I was like, bro, I'm about to fold your ass.
No, I'd be like, hold on, let me get into my car first, then we'd have a conversation.
Go for those knees first.
I'm like, nah, man, that ain't me. You know what's funny? I was training jujitsu over there, so I was coming from my friend's studio, jujitsu studio, and I had my like jujitsu pants on, so I was kind of already in like battle mode. I probably could have took him down with a single leg or something, but I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, people really like. But then some places in LA, you go, you say, oh, you know Tariq Nasheed? They're like, nah, never heard of him. Who the hell is that? So.
Well, his fans are very dedicated and have been hanging in with him for a very long time. I mean, at this point, I'm sorry, he's been at it for like 30 years. At this point, he's been at it for just about that long.
Yeah, he's been damn near militant about it. Some of his fans are really almost militant about him, and so I can definitely see that.
Yeah, they've gone through all the changes with him. They went from relationship guru, which he was almost like a pioneer of, in terms of being this pimpish relationship guru, into fake, pro-black Pan-Africanist, which is the one he held on to the longest. And then at some point, he decided to transition from that into full-out xenophobe,
FBA,
and FBA, and then now he's going to try and transition out of that into the next thing. You know, he's really good at what he does, man. He's got black people figured out.
Yeah, I guess the one thing he hadn't hit yet is the indigenous people. And then what's the indigenous people?
No,
what some people
he
call
did. He tried to Wabo.
Oh no,
Yes, he tried to go into the Wabo movement,
but
Dane Calloway stopped him. He tried to steal Dane Calloway's following at one point, but Dane Calloway was vigilant, like don't trust Tariq Nasheed and stuff. And shout out to my boy MJ in the chat. Don't be sad, Brandon. Be glad.
But guys, listen, man, I gotta get out of here. I've been in Lancaster all fucking day. It's time for me to go to the house. I gotta go to the crib. So thank y'all so much for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for me and this channel. Till the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, take care of each other. And I am included in each other, so send me a Cash App for Mother's Day. Till the next time, peace.
Peace.
All right. See you.